Hi, everyone. I'm Joan. Welcome to Living Inclusively Online, lucky number cohort 13. I'm very much looking forward to teaching this course. This is my first time teaching it, so I welcome any feedback that you have for me along the way. Just want to do a quick walkthrough of how some things to help make this a successful experience for all of us. Once you log into Blackboard, this Living Inclusively Online cohort 13 will show up. Each week I will have an announcement, and that'll help you stay on top of the coursework and what's expected of you week to week. This is only a 4-week course, or actually a 5-week course, and we're doing 2 lesson plans per week. And so it's imperative that you really stay on top of all the deadlines and discussion boards. The meaningful posts can't happen at midnight before it's due because no one's going to be able to see your awesome comments and comment on those. So try to just stay ahead of the deadlines. Really, checking in daily is actually ideal in a course like this. The flexibility of online affords is really terrific, but it is a good amount of time, and you should be investing a good amount of time in this course as well. For the most part, you want to go into the class materials each week, and you will see, you can start off by looking at the syllabus, that's there, and then each week, and as I'll detail in the announcements, we'll go through 2 learning plans. For the most part, these learning plans can also walk you right through what you need to accomplish each week. So for example, we'll go into learning plan 1. The first discussion board due is introduce yourself. And to post in there, you just want to click on the link. And then for those of you new to Blackboard, create a thread. And then you can write something like, hi from Joan, something like that, and then go ahead and put your post down there. It's probably best to compose it elsewhere. There isn't a way to save, and you could get timed out. So if you've created this masterpiece and all of a sudden Blackboard times you out, you will lose all your information. So sometimes it's best to compose it maybe on a Word doc, copy and paste into the body of this email would be probably your best bet. So going back to class materials, you really have 3 different areas to work on, to participate in actively as a class. The discussion boards, there are 8 of those. So again, I'll have 2 deadlines. One for when you have to create your initial post, and 2, when you need to comment on other people's posts by. We say, a minimum of 2 quality posts. Again, does not need to be long. It just needs to be impactful. We don't want to do something like, oh, nice job, I agree. You really want to say, you can say, I agree, and you can say, nice job, but you then want to pick out something else in the reading, or maybe something from your own observations or experience that you can draw upon that builds out what that discussion board was about. So you've got 8 discussion boards, you have journal preparations. So for journals, for submitting those, you click on the journal link, and then you'll have prompts there. And again, it's best to prepare this someplace else and then copy and paste in here. But then you will just submit this journal entry. And those journal entries are just between you and me. Nobody else in the class sees those, not like the discussion boards and some of the group sharing. And we go back to the class materials. The group sharing is going to be the other section that you'll be working on. There'll be other activities that you'll walk through that we'll talk a little bit more about, and then the sharing groups, and those you can find in this link on the side, the My Groups link. Blackboard randomly assigned 4 groups. There's 6 people in each group, except for the last group with 5 people. This is the area that you will be able to use and share perspectives. This is really building off of, again, our readings and really helping you flesh out and critically think what you want to write in your journals. It builds up to those journal entries typically. Lastly, well, I will say, let's start with the very last thing that will be due is our portfolio of an experiential learning project. This is in week 1 because we want you, the reviewing the guidelines for this is in week 1, let me clarify. This will be due at the very end on December 6th, but it's never too early to start thinking about what you could be doing and really putting yourself out there and maybe getting a different experience than what you've ever had before, and a different perspective, and gaining new empathies from what you've been exposed to before. So read through that, be thinking about that the whole time. Don't save that one for the very end. The last thing I will say is in the discussion boards, there are two optional places at the very top. One is for Ask the Instructor. If you have any questions, maybe something's not clear, you have any questions on the content or the assignment, or a link isn't working, something, feel free to comment here, and that way the rest of the class will see it as well. Chances are, if you're having an issue, somebody else will be having an issue as well. And the second area that is optional is just a water cooler talk. Current events, anything that you're seeing in the news that you'd like to share that's on your mind. I'd ask you to keep this, not political. There's things can spiral in a political direction pretty quick, but sometimes, Starbucks has an issue, or Google has an issue, or maybe another higher ed organization has an issue that caught your eye in the news. And the important thing here is to just know that these diversity and inclusiveness issues don't just exist in the past, they're still happening today. And companies are still trying to right their ship and really make all of this a more inclusive environment for all. So I think that's it for now. Any questions, feel free to email me, ask the instructor. I welcome them all. Thanks. Looking forward to a fun 5 weeks.